Hello, everyone. It seems our main host, Smart Bentley, has some internet connection issues. So we are going to start with me. And today we are having a great guest, a movie superstar, a Katherine Ramdeen. Kat, hi.
Hello.
And
Am I
first of
supposed to have
all,
my video on for this, or is it just the?
no, it seems Mark has some connection issues. And so we are going to start with me. And
Okay.
then he will jump in and we'll continue.
Okay.
So before we start, I would like to mention your short bio that we have. So those who are not familiar with you very well will know different sides of your character and personality.
Mhm.
So Katherine Ramdeen, known as a Kat Ramdeen on DeSo, is an actor, writer, model, filmmaker, and investor. She is what one would call a Renaissance woman. She doesn't limit herself except when she is buying or selling perpetual futures on FTX. Kat is a BitClout OG born on block 10,535 on March 28th, 2029 or 21. I'm sorry. Her project
2029, 2029. What's gonna happen with diesel lead?
is going to be a new version of
Yeah, exactly.
DeSo for sure. And she's got amazing project called Metazo Films, as if I'm pronouncing it
Yeah, you
correctly.
pronounced it exactly right.
Awesome. As well as a women's cryptocurrency help center that she co-founded and built, Womankind Crypto. Kat is looking forward to connecting with more creators and building value in the DeSo ecosystem through her many passions and endeavors. And Kat, thank you so much for joining us today. And it's just an awesome opportunity for us to have you on DeSo, not only on Cloud today. And I think you're bringing a lot of value. Yeah, today is a big day of big issues, and I think some sort of waves in the space energy creating those stuff that doesn't allow everything flow smoothly. So
Yeah,
Mark
I
is
know.
here, and from here he will continue our conversation. Mark, so I introduced Kat to the audience and retell the short bio.
Alex, thank you so much. And Kat, what a rider.
Oh no, I'm listen, like I've had like my I was I don't know if everyone watching, I was I was just on a call before this, and then I have like 4 different Zoom accounts. So I'm like, okay, which one was it? And then I'm like trying to find it, and it was a different one from the call I was on before. So I'm just like, so like, man, I'm so chill. So I don't know about you guys, but like we're here now. Let's talk, let's hang out.
Absolutely right. I mean, and to be honest, this is one of the things I love about you and what I've seen of you on the platform, Kat, is it's, and you've mentioned it as well with being a Renaissance woman and the polymath, etc. And I heard you mention in the recent podcast with Darian on Clout Trends, about the ADHD kind of mindset.
Oh yeah.
And it's, I was diagnosed with ADHD in my mid-20s as well, and it's one of those things which in the past was kind of diagnosed as a condition, right? Whereas I kind of see it as we were built for this time, where we're having to multitask so many different things. This kind of
yes, that is totally the thing. That is like, yeah, this is our time to shine. There's a really good TED talk about this. There's a name for people like us. It's like people. It's about like the TED. I'll have to find it. But it's about like, well, people that have multiple careers, or like they're like, oh, where are you gonna be? Like, because it's different, and like they were talking about like, well, actually, I don't remember what the TED talk was, but I remember being like, I think that's me, because like I'm number one an actor, like I was talking, I guess it was for Darian or whoever I was talking to. This is what I tell everybody, is that like I'm an actor number one, like that's my core brand, I guess, like Kat Ramdeen. So that's I get a project to work on. Everything else kind of like pauses. They still keep running, the whatever is automated. I see keep checks on it, but everything has to pause because I'm only one woman, you know, unfortunately, until I fucking clone myself and get myself out there, little automatons and shit like that. I'll do that. But for now, or oh my God, Duplicity. That the name of the movie? So good. You've seen it?
I haven't seen that one, no, but I know the concepts.
Oh, yeah. Okay. It's hilarious. Well, it's really funny. I think it's Billy Crystal. And it's like the idea that like he clones himself because he's like, I want to go play golf and not go to work. And I don't want to go to the opera with my wife. I want to go drinking with the guys. So he like clones himself, and then his clone does all that stuff. But then his clone is like, I don't want to do this stuff. I'll just clone myself. And he iteration after iteration gets worse and worse, and he devolves until like the last version of him is like, I don't know. This is one scene I just think of, and it's where his clone is like putting like pizza in a wallet. He's like, I'm going to save this for later, and he's like, and I'm just like. So we got to be careful with that technology, is what I'm saying, I guess.
Absolutely.
Wait, right. I was talking about that. No one else was talking about
that. Well, I think this is one of the exciting times what we're going into, and what I love about your mindset is I think it's important. We are looking at things like consciousness, looking at things like, you know, the shadow nature of our personality, etc. Because once we start tampering with that kind of technology, that's where it's going to start coming to the surface if you haven't dealt with it yet. You know?
Oh yeah, no, 100%. And I love, hold on, I'm just gonna take yours real quick. I turn on a light here. No, 100%. And I
love the lights, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was wait, you guys don't look at this. You're gonna, my kitchen is way too messy. But you can check out this nice fan. Yeah. And I'll show you, I guess, okay, you guys wanna see what I'm working with here? Okay, that shoe was on there just because my dog was trying to chew it, but like this here is electromagnetism set. So I'm doing some experiments and stuff, and that's who was I talking to on DeSo, and they're like oh, let me see your garage, and I'm like, it's not ready yet because like have we talked before?
No, not yet.
So
not in this lifetime anyway.
I feel like a creep because I must have watched a bunch of you already or seen, because I know I did my research. Obviously, I wanted to check out what this is about before getting on. So I saw you talk. Yeah. Oh wait, that's kind of rude. I'm just like I just did that just because I'm here. Well, listen, I'm very busy, and you know this is just. Oh wait, this. There's that. Marion Darren Christmas. I'm just realizing the chat. It's been a while. I used to stream on Twitch, and actually this is what would happen whenever I would be playing a game. I would just, unfortunately, I'm very competitive, so I kind of forget about chat, and my chat knew that. They'd be like, okay, let's just talk, and she's not even gonna fucking notice us say random shit, and they do. And I would notice because I would, after the game, I would scroll back up and you bitches, what is this? So
I'm coming for you now.
Yeah, I'm coming. Yeah. Oh god, so that's what I miss, and that's what I love about. I was actually thinking about this earlier. How like I'm an introvert naturally. I don't like going to parties, and I recharge my energy when I'm alone. So you know, so that's my nature. But I have been talking to more people during the pandemic, I guess virtually, but I'm still connecting with more people than I ever had, ever. So it's so interesting how like you know, like people and a lot of people say this about, I don't know why do people say this, that that all our devices are just making us more separate, and we're blah, blah, because yeah, sure, they're like, I guess you could see that like physically, but like so much is in reality is mind, you know. And so my mind, like my body's here, but like my mind, I'm with these other people in all these other places talking to all these people. And so like I've been way more, and it's good for my mental health, because like you know, because like as much as a person like me isolates, you know, I have depression too, so sometimes I get in these episodes where I talk to, like, you know, I just, my fam, I maybe don't answer calls, and I kind of just don't, you know, and my hygiene gets maybe a little questionable, and like I get, you know, I get like once I see that I'm in that mode, I'm like, fuck, I got to do something about it, because I'll fall into a depression. Like I'll fall into something that I can't get myself out of, because I've been there. It's that's a whole other episode, you know. So Yeah, but anyways, what I was saying is that talking to people like you and Alex and even just DeSo, like connecting with all these people, to me, maybe because I'm so like I loved reading books growing up and just all this, and I'm an actor, I guess, and so I have these worlds in my head. But to me, it's like just the same amount. I'm missing some variables, obviously, the physical, but like to me, it's just like I value that just as well as going down to the coffee shop to meet with somebody and talk to them. Plus, I would never fucking do that though. Like I would never, because me personally, like I don't meet, like if I go, I try and avoid eye contact when I'm like grocery shopping, because I don't know, I guess people scare me. It's a thing, but like when it's the internet, and when this is an idea I had so fucking long ago, I'm just gonna quickly tell you guys it. The idea was called, you guys, if anyone takes this, go ahead. But I should get like some like royalty, I feel like. Okay, so the app
make sure the credit goes to the right place.
Yeah, exactly. So the app is called Creepster, and it sounds funny, it sounds terrible, but basically what it is, it's actually based off of this machine I had as a kid that was like the internet, but it was based on radio frequency, so RFID. So like once you're in range of someone, then you could communicate with them on this device. And so I had this idea for this app Creepster, so that you can make your profile, you can say whatever you want about yourself, and then when you're out in the world, you can set notifications to say, okay, I want to be creeped on. So you set your ping, and then so it's like, ping, there's another creep in your area. Do you want to release a profile to them? And you're like, yeah, sure. And then they say, yeah, sure. Then if they say, yeah, sure, then your profiles are released and you can see what each other are up to. And since you're physically close, who knows? So I guess people would use it out for like hookups probably a lot, but I don't fucking care. Like people could use it for other stuff. Right? The utility of it is pretty amazing. And I'm like, fuck, just talking about this with you guys right now, I'm like, I should make Creepster, because and I've had this idea. People have told me repeatedly this idea is terrible. So I've had this idea for about like 6-7 years, and but I'm not a programmer, but I've been learning Python, and I guess I know markup, and I can WYSIWYG, I guess, so that I know that stuff. But what is this? You guys, is that Alex is talking in the chat? Oh, is that
Alex? And so, Kat, what we can do is I can monitor the chats if you like. I've also got the YouTube chat here as well. And so just quickly do a shout out to MP3 from the platform, Slide Disciple, who's popped in there saying he wants a tour of the kitchen, please.
Oh no!
So he's watching on the YouTube.
I'll do it when it's clean. I will.
We'll do a special edition, the special kitchen edition.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so I'll keep an eye on the chat and things. Yeah, that's Alex. In there mentioning. By the way, before we go on, Kat, and I want to touch on that more.
Yeah.
Anyone who's watching this live in the live stream, because they're also going to see the replay, but if you're watching the live stream, then you've got YouTube and Twitch where we're going there. Feel free to chuck in any questions or comments for Kat. I'll monitor all that, and so will Alex.
This is on Twitch too?
Yeah, so we have it on YouTube. We chuck it on Twitch, but to be honest, we don't get a huge following on Twitch. Mainly on YouTube and through. Yeah, so we just put it up there so it's available.
You should have. But also I have a following on Twitch that I haven't been using. I could have stream key. There's a way to put it on my channel too. Oh man, next time that's what we're gonna do, because
do you know what, Kat? Yeah. This is the thing, there's so many different bits and pieces to kind of keep on top of right now. Everything's moving so fast, right? There's opportunity everywhere.
It's going crazy. It's a gold mine. Gold rush.
Yeah, right. It literally is like a gold rush. And one of the things on the creep idea, right? Like as you're saying this, one of the things that straight away clicks, Creepster sounds much better. It does.
Yeah, I know. It's not. You get creeped, but it's or you can creep on someone, but it's called Creepster because I think it's called creeps in there, or maybe creepies. I don't know. Anyways, go on.
Yeah, and that's like the new way of doing business. Like crypto, everything's opening up to the fun again, right? It's all about having fun, having some lightness in the way we do this, and taking the shit out of those words. Pardon my expression, but taking the power back on those words, right? But also on a technical level, I was thinking the beauty of that is if you do decide to, I'm going to hook up with this other creep and see, maybe just hang out with them and whatever.
Yeah.
At least Creepster has a connection between you both. So there's a record of you, you know, almost like you got to send to your
And,
friend when
and
you're going on a date.
GPS too, right? I guess, because I guess this would, you would, well, I guess you could, you can, you know, you could turn off and on the different utilities. So you could like, now you're getting into like, where are you? Well, actually, then you could actually, well, there's so many different things you could do if you track the GPS. But yeah, the RFID is just for a certain area, and that, because that's only like that. Actually, you'd have to figure. I think the technology would. I think I'd have to figure out a technology to be able to boost that signal, because I'm pretty sure that's only like a couple meters. I know you can get stronger ones, but then wouldn't that mean you'd have to like outfit your phone with something?
Yeah. Well, I'm sure, Kat, you're going to get a lot of people throwing you ideas on how you can solve that. And that's the beautiful thing of
let's do it. You guys solve it too.
Source, right?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Is like, that's why I'm putting it out there, because it's like they're like I don't know if it's a good idea, but like these, like I have, you know, there's it on DeSo, like, you know what, that would be, because there's so many people, everybody has different talents. Like I just saw the thing, the Imagineer thing you said. I just saw your post on DeSo where you're preparing for this meeting. And my connection looks pretty bad. Is it better? Can you hear me?
It's okay. Your voice is coming through. Your video is just a bit. And by the way, Alex is saying he loves your talking. Your excitement spreads to everyone, and it's true. You are contagious. I love it.
Oh well, that's good. I just now I'm a little slow. Looks a little slow, but I guess the voice matter. Maybe I'll be like Alex. So I can just put on the audio only, and then I'll get like maximum power audio. But anyways,
your audio is coming through beautiful.
And you know what? You guys, it's just been a crazy loopy week. It's Friday and it's Friday night, and it's like I have a better microphone in my office downstairs, where also things but then DeSo, my seed key, it hasn't. I have to put it back into the new computer, new hard drive, because everything is, you know, because I've just recently built my computer. So
I saw that. I saw a picture of that, and I gotta say, it's like
it's gonna be better. Yeah, it doesn't look nice. It was gonna be nicer.
Nice. It's I got into it again a couple of years ago to get into crypto mining and the rest, and I used to do it when I was a teenager, and it was so fun to revisit and relearn. And my son's 11 years old, and so now he's got a water cooled, you know, beast of a computer that's mining Ethereum. So he's learning all about mining and all that kind of stuff.
What a lucky
it's a good
man!
Skill.
What a nice dad. That is like that's you're like the cool dad on the block, man. That's what I would. That's what I'd want.
We've got to make being parenting fun, you know.
Yeah, well, no, exactly. Does he ask for like Bitcoin for Christmas or something, or what is it?
Well, he started asking about DeSo, and he's got his first job, which is cleaning bottles. We've got a distillery on the property with my landlord. He does gin, and so he gets empty bottles in, and so he offered the job to my son to take the labels off and clean them and get them ready to go back into the cycle again, recycle them. And so he's like trying to work out, you know, what he's going to do with this. And so we're kind of doing a decentralized education once we get out of he's finishing primary school now.
So lucky. So, okay. Yeah.
And so this is where I started talking about his options, and he started asking about what about DeSo? You know, that's, you know, because he knew that I used to mine BitClout when it was mineable, and so now we're talking about possibly doing a little investment. You know, so $50 or something. So he's going to do that work, make the money, and then I'll just do a cash sale for him, put it into an account for him, and then he can watch it and learn all about trading. So he's getting there for sure.
Oh, and so, man, that is so amazing.
This is something I heard you talk about with Darian the other day. So, and by the way, all that kind of how you found BitClout, all that DeSo, etc. You covered that really well with Darian on Clout.
Okay, good.
So if anyone wants that story, jump on. Please do support Clout Trends. Darian, he's awesome, and you had a great interview. There was so much information. But
I packed right in.
Right. One thing you touched on, and I'd love to hear more about, is this topic of education, like how we're moving forwards with, you know, how all these things like DeSo and the rest are creating a new environment for how we can do education. So what's your visions? What's your thoughts for that?
It started with Khan Academy. Khan Academy really began, I feel like, I guess you could say, a decentralized education, like a way for people all around the world to access learning, you know, without going somewhere. And because you could learn anything on the internet, but to do it in like a I guess more of a structured way, or to have more guidance. To have something like Khan Academy is amazing. And so I remember learning about that place years ago, and I actually ran through the whole algebra up to I guess first year calculus or something. I did all of the Khan Academy math stuff, just being fascinated by it. So I see, the future is 100% decentralized. I see the future as on chain. I see the future as transparent, and I see education as something that is that it's kind of interesting. I think there should be foundational learning, but I think that curriculum, I think all of that stuff is policy that is made by governments, by people that are, paid by lobbyists. And so it's very centralized. And so what you're teaching your kid, it's just, I don't have kids, but like, what I would want, and God, if I could do my childhood again, like for learning, is exactly what you're doing with your kids. Is finding, like, giving them a foundation, teaching them things that will be beneficial for them in life, like investing and monetary policy and how government works and voting and all these things that they're going to need as adults. Cooking too and stuff like that. But also, if they show like a spark of something, this is going back to like the ancient days of I guess like masters and apprentices, and how someone would go off like, all right, I'm off at the like reading like the stories of great scholars and great leaders and thinkers. They would go off at like the age of 10 to like study under this person and their tutelage, and they would get this very custom learning experience and have specialization in something that they're actually passionate about. And DeSo and blockchain technology is just going to bring that back, but it's going to bring it to not just white men, I guess. It's going to bring it to everybody. So I think it's the greatest feminist or egalitarian way to have social media. And then again, also, I guess, education. Anything on the chain is going to be better because it's going to be transparent and transactional. So with that being said, you can separate things. You can put them in compartments and be like, I only want this or this. So you could like, I'm just imagining schools of the future being like, all right, so what's the smart contract for Billy? Let's see. He needs to focus on this and this and this, and we'll get this in his contract, and then and then buy it or whatever. Yeah, you could even and that's another thing that I think is really interesting too. And I don't know. Again, this is a culture shift, and this isn't we live right now. I think most of the planet lives in societies where, when you're a kid, you go to a school and you learn, you sit in the desk and you go and you learn these different things. You go home and it is training to be a good employee. It is training to be a good person that follows things and follows rules and such and such. That's great. That's fantastic. Okay, that's good to be able to do those things, but it's stifling humans. It's like, why do we get then kids in school that are like disruptive? Because they're fucking bored.
Right.
Like they're bored.
It's like give them amphetamines.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like they're just bored. Like ask them what they want to learn, and just like, wow, maybe like having them experience joy from doing something they want to do and getting better at it I feel like that would translate to them being more receptive to learning other things. But anyway, so I think the future of when I talk about education, what I think it's going to be, I think it's all going to be on the blockchain. And I think and report cards and like college admissions is going to be really hard to scandalize because, it's right there. We could fucking look up Susie's thing. I don't think so, so I think that's a good thing too. But again, I feel like education is either going to be free because it already is free and you can, but but for ease of access, I feel like places like DeSo, nodes built on top of that, you can have institutions or centers for learning, node specific too. You know, so like I would learn about this or cosmetology and like, oh my, and then you get the gurus or the creators that really have all this knowledge, like, and they want to share it with others. Like there's this thing in Vancouver, I never went to it, but I always meant to, where it's a meetup for people. There are a lot of retired engineers and people, tinkerers and electricians. They go there and they hang out in this one place once a week. They have a space and people bring their electronics or things that are broken, like a fan or a toaster. And then they have these older, you know, guys and girls that were engineers in their life, and some of them were old teachers, and they use their expertise and they teach these younger people, oh, you don't have to buy this thing, you could just fix it like this, and they share their knowledge. And I'm just like, fuck, we need to NFT that shit. Those people need to be remunerated for it a little bit, you know, like a little, like what a, like even just a diamond, a penny, like those things add up. Because when you think about when a lot of people want to learn how to fix a toaster, you know, one diamond may not seem, but this is my one thing with money and finance is I see it, we don't have pennies anymore in Canada, but if I see a 5 cents on the ground, I'm going to fucking pick it up. And it's just because I understand the value of, I guess, compounding, and I understand the value of money, so I think a lot of people also, that's one thing that people don't understand about Bitcoin too, is like buying a whole Bitcoin. I don't have enough money to buy a whole Bitcoin, you know, and stuff like that. And so there needs, this is something that I had an idea for a couple of days ago, and I got to put it on my schedule. My schedule is fucking just crazy. But I want to make a very, but I want to create a YouTube video, because I was just talking with someone explaining DeSo to them actually right before this call. That's what I was late for. And she's an actor and she's a coach and she's a director and she's a powerhouse. I'm like, she's gorgeous. She's beautiful. She has all this energy. And I'm like, you gotta get on DeSo. I'm like, I'll buy you up right now, because she has so much to share. Like I'm thinking you could NFT coaching sessions with her, you know, or you know, she could. Yeah, that's pretty much what I was thinking about, coaching sessions or tapings or something like that. You know, because there's some people, like once the user base picks up, we have more mix of people. There's going to be, like I was talking with Darian, there's going to be like a DeSo list or a Craigslist, where like everyone has a value, share it, and you don't know who's gonna, because people might think, I didn't know she was interested in this or this, because, you know, people have judgments. But like if someone posts something that they think no one's interested in, but if it comes up on a feed or global, and I'm like, that's interesting, I would go into there and be like, that's interesting or something like that. So I think so. Oh yeah. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to make a very short video about what DeSo was, because as I was talking to her, I'm like, some of these points and the way I explain it is pretty good actually. And I'm like, fuck, I wish I remembered what I said. And I'm like, because if I could just make that little thing and put it out there, it'd be nice for people to see, because like I was talking, because people, you know, I feel like we're at the, it's a gold rush. Like, I feel like we're sitting on something and we don't know. Well, we know what it is, but it's just like, how do you tell other people? Like, I so badly want to help people. Like, that's why I built womankindcrypto.com. Like, I know, like, I sound like a maximalist, but like, I don't know about Bitcoin. I don't know about Ethereum, blah, blah, blah. Like, those are the ones I most focus on. But like, I know that blockchain technology is here to stay. And I know it's going to transform the way we do everything. I hope it's going to transform the way we do everything.
Absolutely.
And so since I see that future, I'm like, I need to take as much people as I can on this bus, because we have an ability to create wealth that we've never had before, because we're at the beginning of something. And, you know, we're at the beginning of something. Like back in the days, I was just watching somewhere, and they were saying how in the United States or even in Canada, the government would give free land to people just to like come here and, you know, settle. And they weren't doing that for certain people, like the Black people, like they weren't, or certain people immigrating from different places, they wouldn't get that. And I'm like, blockchain don't give a fuck what color you are, you know. It's like, I guess unless you program it in, that's some fucking racist ass blockchain. But like,
well, even then it becomes a choice, right? You just don't use that blockchain.
Exactly.
We're now in choice.
Yes, choice.
Yeah.
That's so exactly, and power to the people. So the future is bright. The future is awesome. Yeah, like I said, I want to get because we have this, there's a wealth disparity when we get into color, and then also when we get into gender, and I'm like, man, like I want people to. This thing about also investing in cryptocurrency is like you're investing in yourself, like that, like that's like you're making hopefully asymmetrical bet, but it's like Bitcoin is people, Ether is people, all crypto is people, just like fiat is people, and like when we just saw fucking SHIB, it's like why did that happen? It's because of people.
It's insane.
It's
wild,
insane.
right?
No, it's insanity. I was not on that ride. I don't know if I'm not in any altcoins. The most deviated I got is I recently picked up. Well, I know when I say recently, it's just because the best time to invest is today or yesterday. The second best time is today. But I picked up some mana and just because. Well, I meant to do that a while ago because, Decentraland, like these are the places that I've been dreaming about. Like, I feel like what DeSo is doing is how I feel in like playing World of Warcraft, when I'm like, I got my avatar and I'm in a community and I go to this place to meet up and you can see all your friends, you can meet new people, you can chat, you can trade. Like that's what like that, like, man, once you add VR to this or nodes for VR, then you could like go in and like, yeah, you can do some wild stuff. We could have some, you know what? I would love, we could open, what are they called? The thing where you can go and like have sex with people and what's those things called? It's where women are. Okay.
You mean in the VR world, or are we talking normally?
In the real world, like a woman, a lady house. Yeah, a brothel. So I knew that. So like I'm thinking like, man, you could have a digital brothel. Like that's kind of actually what Pixar is too, I guess. Well, not text though, but I mean, like once you get into VR, like that's how technology really iterates into its best form is because of porn. And so I think. Yeah. Oh, I know. Look at us. So I feel like, I'll get him up here.
And just and on that note, Kat, while you're wrestling the bear,
I'm trying to get him up. He's really heavy. Okay.
Is it a boy or girl?
He's a boy.
Oh, what's his name?
His name is Data. Hi,
Data.
Oh fuck no!
He's massive. He's as big as you.
I think only 6 months old. He's not this big. Okay, he's bigger than Hoinky. Okay. I'll just put him down. And then Hoinky's right here too. Hoinky. Okay, I'll turn it.
When I was doing a bit of my research, I saw Hoinky being mentioned.
Oh yeah, there's Hoinky.
Hey, Hoinky.
Oh yeah. A little
bit more chill, huh?
Oh, and look, they're fucking with each other. They're like, hey, stop it.
It's showtime.
Yeah, I can't handle them. They just, well, the thing is that Data, he has his cone off right now, but he just had his neutering, and so he hasn't been able to play for like 7 days. So he's got this pent up puppy energy that is like terrifying. And then there's Hoinky, and she's like, fuck off, get out of my face, I want to talk to you. And so
what have you done, Mom?
Yeah, I know. I'm like, like, this is for your best interest. So I'm just dealing with. I've never had kids, but this is. I feel like.
Do you know what, Kat? I've got one, Felix, and I've had him full time since I was about 4. His mum's still around. She's with some issues at the time, and now she's much better, all getting along well. But it was one of those things that I could take him anywhere. We lived in Bali for a while. He didn't start school until year 3, so we're moving around a lot, and I could just sling him on, right, and go about my business. Whereas pets, you can't do that. Like, I actually see pet ownership a lot harder. Like a kid is like, there's its own challenges, but
no, 100%. And that's like, actually, talking with Cyrus. I hope I'm saying his name right. Cyrus.
Cyrus?
But Cyrus. Yeah, talking with Cyrus, and I'm like, man, yeah, I go to Tampa. Yeah, I go. You better fuck off. Yeah, I'll go to Tampa. Actually, that's another thing. You can't tell your kids to fuck off, and I tell Dad, you better watch it. Like I would go
when they're 11, you can.
Oh yeah, I guess too. That's around the time they'd be like, "Fuck you, Dad." Hey, watch
Just
it.
learn how to use those words properly. I basically taught him there's consequences. You use that word, there will be, there's going to be reactions, and you have to be responsible for that.
Well,
so he actually doesn't. He tells me off, and he goes, "Dad, okay," but he's allowed to.
Yeah. Oh my God. Geez, you just the more I learn about your parenting style, the more I'm like, wait, do you talk about your parenting style and DeSo? Do you like, is that something you put out there?
To be honest, I came into DeSo. I deleted my Facebook account. I was feeling a bit.
Oh yeah, what's your story? Sorry, let me hear your story because I really want to hear it, please.
All right. Well, okay, but then maybe Alex, we need someone to interview me in another episode. Yeah. So maybe you can do that.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Okay. I'll
give you my brief story. I'll give you my nutshell just for the conversation. So I come from working in human design, gene keys, personal empowerment, spirituality, connecting to purpose is my background in that sense.
Yeah.
And so, but I found on Facebook what had happened, the environment had led to me kind of having only one side of myself showing, because I'm also used to be training to be a stuntman, circus performer, entertainer, so I've got a very crazy sadistic side on the other side of myself that wasn't being expressed within that spiritual community. It would be judged in that. So I left Facebook because I thought, you know what, I was being used like, hey Siri on a mobile. Like people were just messaging me for everything.
Oh no.
And so I moved out of that. When I found DeSo, I fell in love and was like, no, this is the future. Like yourself, that's why I love the way you think. It's like, yes. So when I came on, after about a month, I deleted Facebook. I went all in with the BitClout.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Because for me, this was liberation of creators, right? Which is the creator economy is the future of humanity for me.
100%, as prophesized. Future shock.
Future shock. I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Movie?
Future
Book?
shock. Old Future Shock. And the other book they wrote, they were talking about the prosumerism. So the home is going to take on a new, in the future, the home will be the base. It's not going to be going somewhere. And we're going to be selling things ourselves. Like it's going to go back to that thing. And that's exactly what's happening. And so everyone that has their talents, you're able to, like, it's just a lot less ripping off because you don't have the middle people. You don't have the companies, that are getting in the way and being like, let me just take some stuff off. Like I have a Cameo and I get pretty, I do some cameos, some fads, they want them. I fucking love doing them. But it's just, it should be criminal. How they take away like Apple just on the App Store, they take a cut just for like taking up shelf space. I mean, like
they're like the pimps, right? Like talking about brothels, like, and that's what I see with what we're doing here with DeSo and etc. Is we're taking the pimps out of the picture, right? And let the women just make
their fucking money.
It's like you want to do it, awesome, but you make that money. You take that choice. And
that is so like, and that's the one thing I kept talking about, like in my call before talking with Zila is like, it's bringing the power. I quote Nader, and I say Nader. Is it Nader? I say
apparently
Nader.
It's like ladder. So nada.
I
just learned that like 2 days ago on one of his recent interviews.
Thank you. Okay, good. Nader.
And Nader, if we're wrong, can you fix that maybe and let us know?
Can you spell it phonetically? Because I spell my dog phonetically. It's Hoinky, but it's not spelled with a J. Because it's a non-English word. But I spell it like oink, but with the H in front. So it's like Hoinky. But anyways, because I don't want to mispronounce anyone's name, and I never got I guess I never really found a place to find where they pronounce it. But Nader, that's very useful. Anyways, what was I talking about before that? I totally forgot.
Do you know what this is the kind of conversation that I love, Kat. My brother and I do this all the time. It's very much that kind of ADHD conversation, right? Where you just kind of go all the way on this wonderland adventure down the rabbit hole, and then by the end of the podcast, we'll come back and it will all make sense.
I know. I love. You got to trust the process. You got to trust the process. Exactly. Yeah. I'm sorry if I keep looking down. So I've got a very, very nice table. This table is like it's like I don't like, since I moved, so I've been in apartments all my life, and I have a house now, and so like my thing is like I want to get, because I've like, I guess I try to be as minimalist as I can, because like if I have clutter outside, I feel clutter inside. So I'm like, I don't want to solve, but so I know the kitchen table right now looks really bad, but that's because I've got like all my stuff there, and it's in its place. There's no other place to put it, because that's where I do my stuff sometimes, is on this table. But what was I gonna say? So Data is trying to
looking down at the table.
Yeah, Data's trying to chew the leg of the table. And this is so this is like a fallen tree, so it's like it was actually built.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a tree it fell by itself. It wasn't cut down, and it's built by a guy that lives like 20 minutes away. He has a shop, and that's what he does. And I've told him to get on DeSo, and I'm like, he's like, people really interested in this? I'm like, your fucking shop is dope. Are you kidding me? Like on Twitch, people live stream from their shops, and like I'm like, and so I'm trying to get him on there too. What?
Well, the way that I've been describing it to people like that, right, is for me, we're in that stage of like, we're still a week before the festival opens, right? Like we're building a festival together. You've got performers, you've got characters, you've got stall holders, people selling stuff. And, like if you've got a big festival, it takes time to set up. So, you mix with the other stall holders, you start networking with the other performers and the, different people there. And so somebody like that, now's a prime time to come and set their stall up, right? Get some advice, network with the others. Don't expect to sell a lot because the doors haven't opened yet, but get yourself set up, right?
Yes.
So that when those gates open, they will be at the front line with the network to be able to show their products off, right?
100%. Wow, you really articulated that in a really great, I love, what is it? Is it metaphors? I love imagery. I'm a very visual and hands-on learner. So you describing that is DeSo and where we are right now. I'm like, yeah, that's true. And then, you know what? And that's the atmosphere is electric, because everyone's building and we're like, like we're excited.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's totally what it is.
Yeah.
It's pre-show. Like in the acting world, it's like, right before you get on stage, it's like, oh, we're about to do it, let's do it. So there's a lot of really good energy, and I think that's honestly needed for us developers, us developing on the chain, like, because I'm gonna just murder this guy. What is it? Are you eating? Like, what do you got? You got something? You're eating something? What is it? Hold on, I think maybe he's got nothing. He's just being so annoying.
He's clear. See what I mean, Kat? It's like that, honestly, a child is one thing, but pets, like, massive respect. It's
because I guess with the kid, you could say, like, you could be like, you eventually they'll grow and you could, well, but then again, he's a puppy. So I gotta remember that. Like, he's
right.
Oh my God.
And with children, a baby, anyone loves to hold a baby, right? So like grandmothers, all these people, they'll happily take the baby. But if you try and say, hey, I've got a podcast, can you take my puppy for a couple of hours? It's not quite so easy to do.
No. They're gonna be like, are you kidding me? What are you talking about? Shut up. They did, throw them outside or something. No, but I could be, so Data's my second puppy or dog that I've lived with, and because I grew up with cats only. So cats are very different. Cats are like set and forget it. They're like, they don't need you. You need them, I want to pet or a cuddle, but they don't need you. But dogs, hey, dogs are, they need you. They want your attention and your love because I guess we've conditioned it some thousands and thousands of years. So
the alpha wolf has gone out of the picture.
Oh yeah, no. This is no. Well, I fully, like, people say, oh, I have a dog. It's like, no. The dog has the as a human, because I'm picking up his and I'm giving him treats, and you better get down and sit. Oh wait, do you have to go to the washroom? Ian, you know what? He might have to go toy. I might have to go let him out. I just opened the door and then so let me just.
Why don't you do that, Kat? And then when you come back, Alex will ask you a bunch of questions, because I got to be careful not to take into Alex's time, because I could talk to you for hours on air.
Oh, I know. So, we got to be careful. Let's keep it rolling and let's get out.
So you go do that. I'll provide some entertainment for the viewers, and then we'll see you when you get back.
All right, perfect. I'm going to do that. You're back.
Awesome. All right. So while Kat's doing that, Alex, hope you're getting ready with the things. If anyone has any questions or comments for Kat, then chuck them in the YouTube or the Twitch. And we'll ask them after Alex has done his questions there. And just while we're waiting for Kat to come back, this is something we were talking and touching on earlier around, virtual reality and how, Kat was mentioning the brothel kind of aspect. And this is something that I've been thinking about a lot, the beauty of what's coming in the future with the way that we're going into these virtual worlds. Is, I think we're going to see prison systems start changing. We're going to start seeing, the way, young men can start learning about sexuality and all those things, a lot more experiential online, where people aren't being hurt physically, where they don't necessarily be, it's a weird kind of world we're going into, but it's fascinating to see that within all the darkness of the tech that a lot gets promoted, we're going to see some really positive benefits as well if we approach it in the right way. And so that's really exciting to see what's coming. And aside from that, I hope everyone's been enjoying the show. And one of the things as well that I really appreciate about Kat and is that, a lot of the times in the past, we've been so serious about the way we do things like interviews, podcasts, all these things. People would spend forever getting ready, and I even shaved today for Kat. And it's like, people do all this stuff to get ready and they feel very tense and tight. When what I love about Kat is you really feel that just genuineness. She's just turning up. She's here. She's real. And it's beautiful to see this kind of barrier breaking down, where we often kind of, as a society and culture, project onto celebrities. We project onto these characters that are, big business figures, billionaires, as if they're kind of not just human, right? That there's something different there. And so one of the things that I'm loving about blockchain and I love about DeSo is it really is an equalizer that's kind of saying it doesn't matter how famous you are. It doesn't matter what your kind of history is in that old world. It's who you're turning up as right now. And that's something that I was sharing with Kat, that I came onto the platform without letting people know my history, without knowing, my background, etc., because I wanted to find my family and find my place on BitClout from who I am myself, not what people think I am and what they've seen of my history or what my previous influence was. And that's something that I'm loving, is we're seeing so many people that never had an opportunity to get out there and live their dreams and their passion and get recognized because they weren't in the right circles, they weren't in the right countries or the right towns. But now we're seeing this decentralized world where we're seeing, amazing creators coming from these little countries where, their internet connections are struggling and things are, and they're getting as much an opportunity as anyone else. The celebrities that come on board, you still need to bring quality. Like Kat has come to this platform, not just with her history with, Supernatural and all these things that so many would know her for, but she's coming here with her personality, with her character, with her incredible wisdom, polymath wisdom from all these different streams. And she's being herself. And that's where she's really getting her, value, what the value she's giving in that sense. And I want to see more of that, which is going to be amazing. I think we've got Kat back.
Yeah. This is, I look like the lighting is so much worse here. Okay, so I'm good.
It looks like you're about to go on stage. You got the red curtain next to you.
Oh yeah, I know. So I moved to my bedroom from the living room. So this is Actually, there's a I was doing an OnlyFans shoot a little while ago, and so I've got to show you Bernard right there. There's the big light. That that is a very powerful and expensive light that makes anyone look very beautiful. So it's very useful for my work on OnlyFans. I was just catching what you were saying, and yeah, who said Stringer said that he I just saw a post. He said that too, like how he came to the platform. He's a director, he said, or from Istanbul, and he came not as his name but as someone else, and I don't know what his name for that was, but yeah, that's actually a really interesting thing, like alt accounts too. Like a lot of my actor friends have alt accounts, so they have like an account that is like theirs personal, where they communicate with their people and they're still on the platform but they're under some random name, and then they have their like professional accounts. And so with me, I feel like that's exhausting, no offense, but I'm like, that's exhausting to have these two different world, like, I know that people talk about, collision of worlds or colliding of worlds, and it's, sometimes it's not a good thing. And yeah, maybe my boundaries, because I do have boundaries, like I do have boundaries, and I set them, and I do think there's no crossing them. But like for me, yeah. As a celebrity, like people say that, I don't know, use that term loosely. I don't know what I am, but I'm a public figure, and so for me, I chose a very long time ago. I think actually maybe I was always like this. Is I'm just going to be me, because it's the easiest thing to be. we don't have to put up anything. It's just like, and so the thing is that on different platforms, I allow different facets of myself to show. So, and DeSo is really interesting, because DeSo is a mixture of everything that I am. So like you get like, this is who I am right now. This is just, this is who I am. But my interests are many. And so I get to put them on DeSo and connect with so many different people that are interested in these things that I'm interested in. That normally you would not, like on my OnlyFans, you would never know that I could build computers or any of this shit, because I only, like, it's content specific to an audience. Yeah. So and so what am I trying to say here? I don't know what my point is, but
no, I hear you, Kat. It's like, yeah. and to be honest, that's what I was coming for. That's what I was missing in my life. Was I was very open, but I was kind of keeping this thing aside. Coming to DeSo, I found exactly what you're saying, that I could be myself completely. And so now that I've been here for about 7 months and I'm feeling established, I'm feeling good. Now I'm kind of coming out of the closet. Like, it's now I'm ready to kind of come back. I've even gone back to Facebook just so that I can bring people back over.
Oh, that's awesome. So it's like,
but it was the personal boundaries of the internal, that had to be established first. And now, because that's what I love about what you do. You just so beautifully go out there and just be yourself. Now,
it's the easiest thing to do.
Right, absolutely. And there's no one else out there to take that position. So
no, and you'll do it the best, because no one else can be. Sorry, what were you saying?
Absolutely. I'm gonna have to hand you to Alex to ask some questions. Yeah, let's do it. And this is always a fun part. Just Alex has also said we've hit 800 more followers during the podcast. So there you go. Wow. Thanks for bringing a bit of influence.
Yeah, so damn Alex, right. That was all me. I set this up.
That was all you, baby.
Just kidding. No.
But for sure, it wasn't possible without you today, for sure.
Well, I'm just happy this all worked out, and you know what? I'm digging this background. It's like kind of like dark, and it's like Katherine Ramdeen after dark, and it's just like, except it's not that sexy. It's just like, hey, what's up?
Now your picture just reminds me of Supernatural, and I want to explore your movie industry experience, as I think nobody has paid attention to it.
I haven't really,
because everyone knows you as a DeSo person, as
Well,
an activist?
that's what I show people. Like, it's like, yeah, sure. It's like, Supernatural is a huge thing. I love the fandom. It's a huge part of my life, but it's like, I don't know. Like you say, oh, the people shouldn't know, but
Okay.
I don't expect people to know. But what I mean is that I don't expect people to know me, and it doesn't matter. Like I said, like I people think these things about, and I guess I'm oblivious to it. I'm oblivious to it. Like, oh, people should know, and let's talk about and I'm just like, well, I don't talk about it here because it's like, so what? But I guess you guys think I maybe should talk. Like when I'm shooting something, like right now,
My point is,
yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just wanted to add some context of what you are saying. So for me, on DeSo, you are building the absolutely new brand, and nobody knows the background of you.
Yeah.
In movie industry and so on and so forth. And with your new brand, you're doing pretty well because everyone knows that.
That's so, that you putting into that perspective makes so much sense. It makes me feel pretty great. Yeah,
everybody knows that you have some sort of solid background, but they don't know exactly what it is, That's why they are perceiving you as an absolutely new person with a solid background, something like this.
Well, that's great as an actor to have that that ability to have I feel like it's like, oh, but the thing is, they're seeing me. This is who I am.
You.
Yeah.
This is what DeSo helps us to create. So let me channel our conversation. So I have some questions prepared for you. Some of them are going to be about the supernatural, because I'm a big fan of it, and I just can't help
Fine, let's do it. Let's do it.
Talking about it. And then we'll jump in about your personality, what you like, what you dislike, and so forth. So my question is about the whole trio of ESPN male crew, Jensen Ackles, Jared Padalecki, and Misha Collins. How would you describe each of them in one sentence?
Okay. Jared, I would describe as goofy, tall, really nice guy with great hair, and who's always funny. Okay, so that's how I describe Jared. Jensen, I would describe as acts like, oh gosh, like he's such a great he's such a great actor. Like, he acts tough. Okay, this is not a sentence. One sentence. Jensen is a big baby who is even more goofier than Jared and has way too much fun all the time. So I'd say I describe Jensen as that. And then Misha, I would describe in one sentence as this is a weirdo. He a weirdo because Misha he celebrates his weirdness, and he's just he's a friend of mine, and I talked to him about DeSo, and what I think what Misha would be interested in is getting his charity, Random X, a coin here, and getting people to be able to support his humanitarian work. So I got to talk to him about that.
This is a good idea. By the way, speaking of that, we had Saving the Survivors director. They are saving rhinos, elephants, and other species in Africa, and we talked a lot about the charity and so on and so forth. So maybe we can do the same with Misha Collins' initiative.
Yeah, you know what?
To present it to DeSo, I mean.
Yes, you know what? Actually, I was just thinking. So Rachel Miner. Oh my God, why am I just thinking about these things right now? Well, it's good I'm talking to you guys. This is why. This is you guys. What we're in right now. I feel so great, but we are in what is it called? A mastermind group. We're creating a third line, something greater than us. We're channeling some shit right now, and gold is coming. Gold, Jerry, gold is coming out of this. But I just realized that I need to talk to Rachel Miner, because Rachel, she is the director of said charity of Misha's, and I need to be like, yo, you got to get the coin up. You got, and I'll send the link. Yeah, I got to get on this. So after this call, I'm gonna make a note for myself and I'll do it tomorrow.
Awesome.
Tomorrow. After this call, I gotta go to sleep. I'm not getting tired. Yeah, I am actually kind of tired. I'm drinking coffee. But my cannabis, I think I switched to indica, so it's like now I'm gonna be like, what's up, Alex? Wait, what was the question? What are we talking about? Right? Oh, I did it. I described each one, and Misha's was just one word.
Yes, everything was perfectly described by you, and thank you so much for this honest answers.
Yeah.
So there was a cool initiative, a spin-off of Supernatural called Wayward Sisters. How the idea was born and why was it cancelled?
Okay, so well, I kind of got to be picked up to be canceled, so we were just like non-starter. But okay, so how it got started was my first episode on Wayward Sisters. My first episode on my first episode on Supernatural was a guest star, and guest stars are, you show up for an episode. It was like it's a filler episode, so there's a main arc of the story, and then there's filler episodes. We had 22 fucking episodes. That's a lot of shit to write, so it's like you got to explain different characters and all this. Anyway, so that was my episode. It was a one-off thing, but my character never died, because usually in these no offense to, well, it's a fucking fact, especially women on the show, they don't have a great reputation of sticking around. Like Jodie's character is like the longest surviving female character, because even Mary, she was killed in the first episode of the whole show. So even before, she's when they were kids. But anyways, what was I talking about? So, oh man, now you got me off track, or I got myself off track. What was I talking?
We were talking about Wayward Sisters and how.
Oh yeah. So okay, wait. So how it started was, so I did my episode, and the fans just, what can I say? I'm the best. No, the fans just really jived with the story and with Kim, and they just. And once the episode went online, everyone saw it. The fandom, I love them. They started, saying like, I would watch this story. I want to see more. Like, what's Alex doing? What's Jodie doing with the the girls? And so, well, with Alex, because the first episode, it was just Alex stayed with Jodie. So if you're not familiar with the episode of Supernatural, I'll break it down really easily for you. So Supernatural is about two brothers and an angel and a bunch of other characters, and they fight evil, they fight monsters, and they save people, and they drive around in an Impala, and it's funny, and it's the longest running sci-fi show ever. 15 seasons, over 300 episodes. I don't know how many episodes it was. But anyway, so that's what the show is about. And so my character had nothing to do really with the boys and what that is. It was one of the characters that talks to the boys. This Jodie, she's a sheriff, and her story was her episode was her son turned into a zombie and killed her husband, and then she ruining her, spoiler, but anyway, she has a really tough past, right? And and then so she survived how many seasons? She's still around. And then I come in season 9, 18. I think I've memorized certain numbers of the episodes. So my first episode is 919. So season 9, episode 19. You should definitely watch that. If you're watching this, you should watch it. It's
Absolutely
amazing. It's amazing writing. Bobo, he's now running Kung Fu on the CW, a new show, and Bobo, Robert Barron's, he's my baby. What do you call it? My baby daddy. So he's the one that wrote my character. So so what happened was everyone loved this. They were the fans were coming up with ideas like, oh, what if this happened? What if this happened? And then it was a fan-led idea that there should be a spin-off, because there was already a spin-off that they tried, a backdoor pilot, Bloodlines for Supernatural, because Supernatural is such an amazing show, and they're like, we got to keep this going. But for 15 seasons, that's 15 years is a long time for, I guess, any actor to really work on a show. And so they try these things, and then what happened was they brought my character back because she didn't die in the end. So my character's story was, I was kidnapped as a child from my parents or my grandmother, I guess, actually. I was with my grandmother at the time, the parents were who knows where. And I was taken by vampires, and they didn't kill me though. And they didn't turn me into a vampire. They used me as a lure. So since I was a little kid, it's really dark. Like I would love to expand on Alex. It's really fucking dark. So so when she was a kid, they would use her as bait to get their victims. So I lived with this vampire. It was Mama. The main vampire of the coven, the leader, was Mama, and then she had 3 boys, or 2 brothers. Oh God, she had 2 boys. It's been a long time. And so it doesn't matter because no offense, but the boys, well, it's supernatural and they kill monsters, and vampires are kind of monsters, some of them. Well, these ones were. And so anyways, so they would use her as bait, and then they take her to they get her to go to bars and find lure men that were interested in I don't know, doing something with this kid. And so it was a way of fishing for, I guess, guys that probably shouldn't be with underage girls at bars. And so she would she would lure them. She'd be like, oh, take me back to my place. And they'd be like, all right. And then they pull up at their house or their hole, wherever they were living at the time. And then her brothers would come out of the woodwork, and the mom would, and they'd kill the guy and they'd eat him, right? And when they couldn't find someone, so when she couldn't find someone to kill, to lure for them to eat, she would let them drink her blood. It was like what are they called? Like a blood slave or something like that. So it's a fucked up position for any person to be in, because she's when I approached the role, who are vampires? It's hard to understand that, but what I likened them to was serial killers, because that's what they are. And so I thought of them and my family as serial killers, but they described it really well in the episode, in that you can be a good person doing bad things, and she justified it like Dexter justifies killing bad people. Well, these guys kind of, but this is so good. You guys got to watch the next episode that I'm in. I can't remember it. I think it's season 11 and or 10. I think it's 11 maybe. And I know what it's called though. It's called Don't You Forget About Me. And that's the next time we see Alex. So we see Alex again. They bring her back because they revisit. And so something, I don't want to ruin it because you guys got to watch it. But the episode is about this character, Alex. So she's grown up. She's in high school. She's coming to a normal life. And she has a sister that she talks to, Claire. Claire Novak is another character that's on the show. And they're like sisters. They're because they're both in this fucked up world of monsters and stuff like that. So anyways, they have a bonding and it's great. So that episode's about that, but her past comes back to haunt her. As the song reference of the title says, don't you forget about me. And so sometimes even when you go and you sometimes maybe she finds a guy, maybe she misread the thing because she's a young kid. She took home this guy that, actually wanted her to get home safely. And then, so it's a fucking, and oh my God, Ben Cotton, he's a Vancouver actor. He's amazing. He's done so much work. You can look him up on IMDb. I gotta get Ben here. Oh my God, this is just crazy. I'm just realizing this. Ben would, oh my God, all these people I gotta, Oh, I gotta, you know what oh yeah, like I was telling Mark, sorry, no offense, I had to read your name to look at it. I'm sorry, I don't, it's like I know names, but it's just like,
Okay.
yeah, you know what I mean. Anyways, actually, I don't know names. I don't know why I said that. Like I, I try to remember, but I'm just one of those.
So
I know your face.
You
And
know the
now
let me
it,
help
frequency.
you out. Let me help
what?
you out. Yeah, let me help you out. So
Yeah.
there is a family of Jodie, Claire, and you, and
Yes.
there was an idea to create some sort of spin-off of Supernatural about
And
three of you.
yes, because because they wanted to do a spin-off. The first one didn't really catch. And so they had an opportunity, and you know, really, you know what happened? It was the fans. The fans are the ones that rallied, created a fucking petition to say, we want, it was Wayward Daughters. Yeah, they said, we want Wayward Daughters. We want female representation. We want a spin-off with these women. You guys did a spin-off before. And like, the demand was there. So what happened? We got a backdoor pilot. So they were like, yes, they wrote a pilot. There was actually, when I got the first script in it, then I got the first version, the first draft, and it was actually different from what we ended up shooting because we ended up adding a few other and anyways, it was different. But anyway, so this was in the works, and so we did it. It got great ratings. Everyone was excited on set when we were shooting it. Bobo was there, the writer that created my character, and he's now a lifelong friend. And I remember as shooting, we were like thinking about, oh, we should do this episode, or what if this episode in a way where this happens. And so everybody was anticipating it got picked up. Like it was sort of like a in the bag sort of thing. Like we were all like, me, but me personally as an actor, like I just, okay, I this is my philosophy in life. And I think it's about managing expectations. So for me, even though I'm like, yeah, this is great, we have this spin off, I'm so excited to get to work with these people, and oh my god, and I love this character, and I just really want to flesh her out. I want to find out more. I want to see how she grows, because we could do so much more with her own show, rather than, because this show is about the brothers and their journey. So like you can't go into the nuance and the complexity of these characters, and they are complex. They're very well written. They have layers, they have character growth, they have character like ungrowth. So they're human and they're dynamic. And anyways, so everyone thought it was a sure thing, but me personally, I don't. I'm very flow. I'm very zen. So I'm like, it happens, it doesn't, it doesn't. And so I didn't have any expectations until we knew there was upfronts happening next week. Upfronts are when you go to New York City and all the new shows are there, and you go on a carpet and you talk about the new shows, and it's a big press thing. And so my agent was like getting me ready for the upfronts, and it was a huge thing. But me still, I was just like, I'm like, I didn't allow myself to get excited because it's a recipe, because I'm such an emotional person. Like I feel so deeply everything. And so I'm like, let me protect myself and just be like, it's a business thing. I'm not going to feel anything until I don't want to, I want to quote Independence Day, but I guess I don't really like it doesn't, I don't want to say it, but it's like, it ain't over until it's over kind of thing, And
absolutely, this is a very important thing, to manage your own expectations. So you
100%. 100%. And because when you don't, then you take the power away from yourself and give it to others, and you can't control shit except for yourself. Like the illusion of control that's what it is. It's an illusion. So for me in my work, in my expectations of everything, I don't have any. Like I do my best. I hope for the best, but I'm just like, let the chips fall. So when they fell, everyone I was really surprised. Like I was devastated. I couldn't be devastated because I didn't allow myself to I don't know. I let go. Like I didn't even have to let go because I never held on. So because that's how I am with my every audition I do. Like, oh God, I've auditioned for so many great things, and I've been actually thinking about NFTing some of my audition tapes for some projects, but because that'd be really cool, because they don't, like, now that the movie's out, it's just like not like the Hunger Games. I auditioned for Katniss, but looking back, I'm like, it would be a totally different. It would be pretty sweet. But like I'm like, yeah, but I'm like, maybe that one I won't. I think it's already on my YouTube actually. But like some other auditions, like for instance, this isn't the first time I auditioned for Supernatural. Like I auditioned for that show like 3 times before I got in, and it was the first 2 times were for like one line characters, I guess, and then the third one was another guest star. And then they keep bringing me back because like that's why another thing, like it's the reason, like if you're an actor or even in life, like there's a lot of reasons why things maybe don't happen, and they're not, if you can't control it, why are you going to worry about, why are you going to wonder about it? So like I've been on both sides of casting, and I know that the reason people don't get jobs is just because there's someone that fits it better, or blah blah blah. It's nothing personal. And so like I'm like, I don't give a shit. But I think it's so serendipitous, because it's like the one that I got, like imagine I would have got those 3 jobs before. Like imagine I'm like, oh, I didn't get this one, dang, someone else would have been Alex. And being Alex has opened my world. Like it jumps, I've been pretty lucky, I guess, in my career as for an actor. Like my first audition, I ended up booking it, and it was a movie with Jessica Biel, and I was working with the director from the movie Martyrs, which I didn't, you know what, I was right out of theater school. It was my first audition, so I don't know, I was just having fun, and I don't know, I think that's the best thing to do, is just have fun. And and wait, what was I saying? No, I can't.
Just want to get back to Wayward Sisters and why I brought this question up. Because from my point of view, this is now it is the new opportunity for Wayward Sisters to be happen, because we know the ending of Supernatural, or the brother story, and we have kids of Jared, and now Wayward Sisters can become some sort of Bobby Singer for his child.
Yeah, I really like I said, like, and they say in Supernatural nothing ever dies, and then we have the Winchesters right now. Jensen and is working on the sort of like prequel type of thing. So I mean, like, listen, the universe is open. There's so much story to build. If they approach me and if they said, but we want to do something with Alex, we want to do something with shit, I'm gonna have to plug my computer in pretty soon here. I would do it in a second. I would be like, fuck yeah, because I want to work with those people. They're my friends, and like that's and I love and adore them, and just the fact of being able to hang out with them and to work with them and to build something beautiful and meaningful, and have the representation, and I just like the conventions, I love going to the Supernatural cons because it's a giant love fest. And I know, and I know that the show means so much to so many people, as it does to me. And I'm like, I want to continue that, like, so I'm always like, if the opportunity comes, I'm like, fuck yeah, man, sign me up, I'll be there. But yeah, so when Wayward didn't get picked up for whatever reason, I was like, all right, well, okay, like grieve, feel bad, but moving on. But like I said, like, look at the first time I auditioned for Supernatural 3 times before I got in. So things happen for a reason. So who knows what the future brings? But yeah, I'm excited about it. Yeah.
Okay, it feels like we talked a lot about Supernatural, and let's move further. Speaking about your preferences and yourself.
Yeah.
What do you admire in people, and what action would you never forgive?
What I admire in people is compassion, and honesty, and what I would not forgive, nothing. I think I'd forgive everything.
Even when the person just okay.
Yeah, like even if the person killed my entire family.
Not the savage things I meant.
Not savage things.
No, I mean that if the person have some sort of noise when he is eating, even that you can forgive him.
Oh yeah, I could easily. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Like maybe if it's annoying, I'd say something about it, but like I wouldn't be like I wouldn't hate them for it, or be like, yeah, I'm very easygoing.
You will forgive him in 1 year, I'm sure, or maybe in 30 seconds. Yeah,
Yeah,
there is a
exactly.
time of
Maybe.
forgiveness. You need to deal this time. So you need to last some period of time so you can forgive someone.
That's
There is
true.
all.
That's true.
So I saw a few pictures in your Instagram, and you were in a Spider-Man suit. Are you going to model
Oh,
the
yeah.
female version of Spider-Man?
It was a Spider-Woman suit, and I remember there was a tweet a while ago from Olivia Wilde, and she was I don't know. It just got my mind thinking about, because oh my God, this is serendipitous too. I was just having a conversation with Brian. Anyway, actually, I probably shouldn't talk about these things actually. But anyways, that's actually I'm writing The Rise of Ra, and that's kind of like a superhero movie too. But anyways, wait, man, now I forgot what I was saying because I was started on one thing and I moved to different.
I think you would be perfect for the role of Madame Web.
Oh, well, I love dressing up. I love, and I think a costume, and man, like the costume's so sexy. I love to take photographs. I'd love to wear it, and I love to play. And so, yeah, I think I remember there was like talk about Spider-Woman, and then my friend Mercutio, he's now on DeSo. He actually made like photoshops first of he made some pretty cool mock-ups and photoshops of the suit and what like it could look like, and so I just have a blast with that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's what I have to tell you about that picture.
I hope Kevin Feige will find out your photos and consider you for the audition at least.
Oh yeah, or anything. Listen, like I love to play, and it'd be cool to play a superhero. That's why I'm writing The Rise of Ra, because the main character who I play, she turns into a superhero, but she's sort of like she's like an anti-hero. She's like Venom, but she's not like as like mean and like kills people. She kind of does actually. She's complicated. So I have in my mind this story that I'm writing, and it's the ultimate superhero. It's who I want to play, and I'm building it myself. So it's like, yeah, sure, people want me to come in and audition for fucking playing Spider-Woman. Shit, yeah, I'll do that. Or Gwen, or whoever. I'll have fun, but like in the meantime, I'm also building my own story. That's through Metazoa Films. So so she's a really cool hero. She's an anti-hero. She's got her problems. She's like an alcoholic. She's depressed, and the whole story about her, it's called The Rise of Ra, and she turns into this, she dies, and then she resurrects as the sun god Ra, ancient Egyptian religion. And the sun god Ra is the most powerful god in all of ancient religion. Like they're right under Atum, which is like Ra created humans. So like Atum was there, and then out of Atum came Ra, the sun, and then from the sun is the cattle. People are the cattle of the sun, which is Ra. So like she is she becomes a resurrection. She resurrects, and she becomes what is it called? The next life. What is it? Hindu. Now I'm totally drawing a blank. She becomes what is it called when people come back into the next life as
reincarnation?
Yeah, thank you. I knew it was reincarnation. God, we're getting late and the coffee is not working. When she reincarnates as and the whole story is about that was almost a Canadian about a boot. The whole story is about her. This theme is know yourself, know thyself. So it's about like the idea is that I love to play superhero, but I want people to know that they all have God potential within them. Like that's what I call it, or Big Bang energy. Like we are all like the ancient Egyptians. This is what they know. That in the afterlife, when you die, you go through the Duat. You put your heart on the scale of Mat, up next to the feather of Mat, and if your heart is lighter than the feather, you have no darkness in your heart, then you get to move on. And in this ancient religion, you can become a god. You know, they're called ankhs, and you could be right up there with the other ones. And so that idea, that's also in Hinduism, the idea of we are divine beings having this human experience. And so that's what I want in the Rise of Ra for people to take home, is that Lucy in the beginning, she's this character that she has like, she's the opposite of what Ra would be, you know. She doesn't have a job, she's a small-time crook, so she gets by stealing from people, including her own family. So like, you know, she's got an addiction problem, she's suicidal, you know, she's got a lot of problems. And I want, the purpose of the film is I want people to see a character like Lucy and see where the fuck she was, all the way at the bottom of the bottom of the bottom, and know that within her all along, she was Ra. She has the power along, and we all need to tap into that. And so when you mentioned Spider-Woman, and yeah, franchises are awesome, it's super cool. Fuck yeah, Marvel money. Are you kidding me? Come on now. I'd play. Someone wants to get in there. I'll play. I'll put on a suit. I'll be. Come on now. You know. And those movies are like so much fun to fucking have so much fun in set. And oh god, I love green screen stuff. I love imagining things. So anyway, so I would do it, but in the meantime, I'm building my hero who I want to play. And everyone that's watching, you can support it by buying Metazoa Films coin, or, you know, sending DeSo to, because what I'm going to be doing with that in the white paper is there's an iteration. So right now the script is being written. There's a graphic novel that is going to be created before the feature film would ever be out there. But there's a teaser trailer that needs to be built to draw more attention for investors. So I need money to make that. And so that's what the idea behind Metazoa Films is. I'm hodling the coin. The coin stays, so you have incentive for long-term hold, because I'm not selling it. I'm not selling any of my creator coins, but the DeSo that I have within, I'm going to use to build the product. So yeah. So I guess I don't know why I just said that, but pitching myself.
Pitch it away. Alex, just before you keep going, Kat, if you ever need a super villain, 6'5", skinny, and does a really good creep, then you know where to find me.
I listen, as soon as you told me your stunt shit, I'm like, we gotta talk, like, because just like you're saying, actually, Alex, now I know what you're talking about. Like, people don't know what all the things you are, because what you show, you don't show. And they don't, so I guess people don't have an appreciation, because that's so fucking true. And now I understand what you're talking about, because no offense, it's not, I guess, well, if you take offense, what are you gonna do? But like, I didn't know any of that stunt shit that you told me, Mark, until you just said it. And so I'm like, what? Now my mind is like, hold on. Now I got it. Now he's got to be connected. And now I got to talk to him about this. He's got to know these people. And now I'm thinking nodes. Now I'm thinking, I don't have time for all of this fucking organizing. I need there to be a node where we could just go on and you say, I'm an actor, I'm a writer, I'm a stuntman, this is what I do. And then, okay, click you, let's get on. You want to join this project, or you're interested, blah, blah, blah. That's what we need to fucking do. And set up a smart contracts and pay it in DeSo, you know? Like, that's my goal for Metazoa Films, is I want to be the very first DeSo funded feature film. Nader, cool. Yeah, we could do this. You want to make history? Let's fucking do this. Metazoa Films buy in. I should probably Octane funded this, but I'm busy. What are you gonna do? Anyways,
yeah. And before we proceed, I just wanted to mention comment two things about what you said. The first one is the notion that we are divine beings and that we can rise from the downs. This is quite a message that you've put in your idea, and it's really cool. And the second thing that I would like to mention is you are just unstoppable, you know?
Oh. Yeah, it's late. I don't know, it's 9:52 p.m.
yeah, and you are just unstoppable. And
thank you.
One more thing that I would like to
recommend
recommend you. I'm sorry to interrupt you, because it's a little bit late and you need some rest. So I'm gonna wrap it up with my last few questions. But before it, I just wanted to mention, find Miano Mania on DeSo.
Okay.
So
can you send that to me?
So this is Andrew Miano. He is a Hollywood producer. He was on our Who's Good Cloud podcast. And he's doing, for example, he's now doing Pinocchio with Tom Hanks and so on and so forth. So
yeah, come on, let's hook that up. All right, thank you. I'm gonna copy this, put this in right now.
So, and let's go further. So I'm going to ask you very short questions, and I hope to get very short answers, if it's possible.
Okay, yeah, short. I'm gonna do it.
They're very easy and very fast. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Yoga or fitness?
Yoga. Oops.
Be an actor or filmmaker?
That's not fair. And wait, I lost you guys. Hold on. I just tabbed out to find that guy. Fine.
Be an actor or filmmaker, or maybe something else. I don't know.
You're a cruel man, Alex.
Yeah, you can't like. Wait, if I'm a filmmaker, then I'm making the film, so maybe I could then also act. So I'm just gonna say filmmaker.
Awesome. Living in a big city or in your own house somewhere outside it?
And living in my house outside of the city.
Okay. Italian, French, or Mexican food?
Italian, French, Mexican. Probably not French because it's a lot of Italian.
Italian.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You know, one of the challenges, Alex, when you ask a mind like this, a question like that, it's like they're rabbit holes. It's like, well,
yeah, no, exactly. I'm like,
that's the trick. That's the trick. So this is the trick when you should process so much information inside you and give the answer as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's the trick. Okay, so definitely, it's gonna be Italian. That's the first one that I hooked back onto.
And what's your favorite dishes in Italian food?
Oh, well, okay, so I'm vegan and I make an amazing fettuccine Alfredo. So it's with asparagus. And
you're doing by yourself?
Yeah,
yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing.
I hope one day we'll meet each other in person and to taste it.
Well, absolutely. And the next best thing is I'm going to be doing a Christmas dinner at FT. So there's going to be a chance for my top coin holders, and then I'm going to auction off tickets, and I'm going to make a Christmas dinner, so vegan style. So yeah, I cook. I'm a good chef. I'm not a bad chef. I'm a good chef. I'm a bad baker. But okay, next question. What's the next one?
Yeah. To spend an evening with friends partying together or watching Netflix with popcorn and chips alone?
So that sounds real bad, but I'm gonna do the Netflix alone.
To have some rest, yeah, in peace. Would you like to go to cosmos space in Elon Musk's spaceship?
I'm fucking my own spaceship and my fucking consciousness fucking voyage. I don't want to get in his dick. No, I don't want to get in anyone else's dick. I'll get in my vagina ship and go with myself to where I want to go.
Awesome. Jensen, Jared, or Misha?
Fuck that. You think I'm falling for that bullshit? I'm not answering that, Alex. What's wrong with you? You think you're gonna gold me into some bullshit like that? That's not happening. They're all the best in their own ways.
Yes, I agree. Totally support. My last question is for you. November 19 is going to be 1 year after SPN's last episode. So would you consider to organize SPN female crew Zoom party on Cloud Forum?
I'd do that. Yeah, I would. What? Like a part? Would I consider a part? What is it?
Yeah, Zoom party with female crew of SPN, for example. So to invite all female actors and just chatting and come up with some ideas how we can spend it, and we'll help to organize.
Yeah, I would totally be down. I know actually, well, this is the thing too. Felicia, I was talking to Felicia Day and I was trying to get her on BitClout like a couple of months ago. And she is through Twitch and she's like, oh, I'm using some of the Twitch based blockchain. And she's like, I've got my own coin there. And so like, this is what I was talking about with Darian too, is like, there's gotta be a way, because the thing with like organizing a watch party and with all these is time, you know, it's like yeah, it's time. It's like, how can just like everyone's so busy, you know, and so I don't know, that's a nice dream, and yeah, I'd go to it, and yeah, I'd hang out, and like, you know, why, like it could also be like this is my suggestion, is like, you can organize something like that, and I think it would be cool, like if any fans like I would post it on my other medias where there's more fans, and like I would go to it and I would invite others, say if anyone wants to come hang out, we're just having a small appreciation party, and send the link to everybody and invite them if they want to come, then do so, because yeah, I think I would just build it and they will come, because I would show up definitely to reminisce and talk. Oh, and I think that it should be fan based. I feel like because that's I feel like that's what the best part of the show is the community around it. Like, it's like, yeah, it's a great show, but it's like, when you go to the conventions, it's like all the people I talk to, they're like, you know, I made so many friends and connections. So I think it'd be great for it to be like a fan thingy.
Absolutely.
And then I'll also come, like, because I'm a fan too of the show, so I'll come and I'll hang out and we can answer questions or whatever, and and you hook it up and I'll send the link and I'll say, hey, do you want to come, this is because at this time this is what's happening, and you make a little thingy and I'll send it and we'll see who shows up. But I wouldn't be offended if people don't, because they're just so busy and they've got, you know,
absolutely.
It's
just an idea. It's just an idea.
Yeah.
Just jumping in, Alex, it could be a fun way to launch. Like if you had the girls are wanting to start their own profiles, for example, on DeSo, it could be a good way to launch their coin by getting the fan base and also onboard a lot more people to DeSo to give them awareness that, hey, we're all moving on to DeSo with our profiles. Come to our launch. We're going to tell you what it's all about. And we're going to open the coin, and you're going to be the first ones that get to buy it at the cheap spot in that sense.
You got to you got to be in on this then, Mark. You got to be in on this. You got to help figure this out, because yeah, like ease of access, and I love that. Go where the people are, because they are there. Like, they're like, I already have all these millions of fans over here. Like, why am I going to go there? But it's like, if you like the user base, but if you build, because that's what it is, the Supernatural or any other TV show or any other type of genre of anything, fandoms, they that's what it's about, the people. So generate the node, just build the Supernatural node, and get the fans here. And let me tell you, I think that more, like, the people you want to come will show up. And it sounds bad. It's like, oh, it's like a money thing, blah blah blah. But like I said, you can't buy time. You know, there's no buying it back. That's the only thing you can't buy. So these people, they are very, you know, as everyone is, you got to be really specific with your time. Like, and Mark and Alex and myself, we are these beings. We could be anywhere in the universe right now, and we're right here creating this together with each other. And this is valuable, and this is something we're never going to get back. And it should, you know, should be worth a lot. And it is to me. That's why I'm here talking to you guys. So, but you know, like, but when you're on a bigger scale, you want to connect with so many people, but there's not enough. You can't. So yeah, this one-to-many thing, I think if you made it, if you created it, they will come. So I think that's a really good idea, Mark, that you were talking about for onboarding. And Alex, I think you started this idea with getting the community together, and would we have this watch party? So I think that the watch party, if you organize it, I would show up. I would tell all my fans on Instagram and Facebook, and I'm going to be at this watch party. And then we'll just, you know, or whatever, or not watch party, like this party, this appreciation party, with this Zoom thing or whatever you want to do, or we could even do a club bid or something. And then we could set up their profiles, and it could be a whole onboarding type of thing. I never got time to do it when I was in England at the con. I never got time to, like, I mentioned BitClout in my panel, but I never, and it was also in like my description thingy and like the pamphlet, but I never, like, I really wanted to run like an onboarding session in one of the convention rooms, but it just never got to, there was no time in anyone's schedule, and like some people's planes, like Rob was shooting in Hawaii and just wrapping up something, and his plane was delayed, so it was just a giant thing, you know. This is what happens during pandemics. But
absolutely, yeah, my point is I will be glad to see this kind of thing anyway, whether it's on Cloud Forum connected with this or not. It's irrelevant for me. I just wanted to see actors gathering together one year after the last episode. That's all. Yeah. I'm not pushing Cloud Forum, exactly Cloud Forum for it, but if we can help with organizing, inviting, and so on and so forth, it would be cool.
Well, then sign me up.
The only thing that we need to start with is just having some emails of actors, so we could send invitations and let.
Well, Felicia Day is the number one. I would talk to her because she invited me on her stream, and I still haven't done that yet. And so I'd be like, listen, oh wait, my battery's low. You guys, we got to end this soon.
We are close. Wrap it up for sure. I'm just saying that. Let's give it a day of thoughts for it, and then if you support this idea, we'll take all responsibilities of organizing and trying to connect with anyone on our side.
100%. You got my full support for this.
Thank you. Then we'll proceed our communication about this in Discord.
Okay, let's Discord, and I'm there now, and I'm constantly. I gotta set up my new computer.
Maybe you are using Discord. Telegram? No.
No, I have it, but I do not. It's a wasteland. It's a wasteland. I don't know why I have it. I don't want to have it. I have it. I just shouldn't have it. I don't want it. But Discord. Definitely. I am checking with you. So it's right there.
I'm done. I have all answers in the world that I can have from Kat.
I'm so happy. You had really good questions, and it was so nice talking to you. What is it? Wait, hold on. What's it called? Spasiba. What? Spasiba.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Did I say that right? I don't.
This means thank you, Mark, in Russian.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I also know I also know suka bliat too. I know suka bliat too.
Yeah. This is awesome. I saw Elizabeth Olsen on the night show said some dirty words in Russian, and it was exactly this.
Oh, that is so hot. Russian is such a sexy language. I love listening to Russian. Like, if you spoke Russian, I would just listen to it. But listen, if I exit this call, it's because my battery died, and I'm not going back out there because the dogs are gonna bark.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Kat. And Alex, maybe you have to start an OnlyFans page, my friend, and you speak Russian.
I would listen to. Well, wait, this is getting a little creepy, but like, you know, there are people that really appreciate the Russian language and the speaking, and I'm like, come on now, I like to listen to that.
Awesome. All right, Alex, thank you, man. See, Kat, I love this. I love working with Alex. He's such a, we work so well together, getting the different things, right? And thank you for all your time. I want to do a shout out as well. We had a couple drop in with some comments in those questions there. One was Luca. I'm pretty sure it's Ready Player One off the platform, who's popped in saying hi. And then you've got Homestead Tech, who's also a platform on DeSo, saying, what was a good timing, culture repair in action, bring it on. We're all superheroes, live your origin story. One love, DeSo fam. We definitely need more French-Mexican fusion as well. So that was recognizing what you were sharing there.
Yeah, well, like, asked me to choose. I'm like, but the only thing is, like, being vegan, like, French cooking is a lot of like animal stuff, and but you could definitely vegan. I've had some really good French vegan stuff, but Mexican, all day, and you can do so many different things, and Italian, yes, but I can't believe this battery is still going. This is insane.
Yeah. All right, Kat. thank you so much for being with us. It's been like, even, you know, it's almost perfect, the turbulence in the beginning of this, because it just like
It's
loosens
awesome.
off all the seriousness, right? And then we just drop straight in together. I feel like I've known you for years already. So
I feel like I've known you, and it's because I've been watching you, and I'm just totally confused now. I'm like, what? Are you sure we never talked before yet? Because I feel like we did.
It's a little bit surreal, but you know, the way you think is where I feel at home. So maybe that's where it comes.
You know who you got to talk to? Crypto Ginger. If you haven't talked to her yet, you have to talk. Or Ginger Crypto. What's her? Crypto Ginger.
Yeah. I think I know the profile. Yeah.
If you jive with me, if you jive with me, you will jive with her. You got to get her on. You guys got to do a forum, because she is awesome. She could talk your ear off. Like me and her, we were in the messages, we were talking because Clout Vid brought us together, and we were just bing bing bing, and we are just going crazy. So like, bring her here. She has things to say. Fantastic. So I would love to tune into that.
Well, if she's willing, consider it done. All right.
Well,
awesome.
Send it over.
Excellent. Kat, thank you so much. Thanks everyone for watching. And I hope this is not the last of our conversations. And,
heck no.
One day, let's do a marathon 24-hour, just mad deep dive into existence.
I'll bring it right to the toilet. We'll go all the way.
Thank you for every second that you spent with us. It was a real joy, and I've just overwhelmed today by your
I'm very happy, Alex, to talk to you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, everyone, this has been another episode of Who's Got Clout with the amazing Katherine Ramdeen, co-host Alex Roken and Mark Bentley here in WA, Alex over in Russia. Keep watching. We're going to have lots of new episodes coming. And please share this replay out, and because Kat is amazing. All right.
That's
much
true.
love,
we all are.
We all are. And we'll see you on the other side.
All right. Bye.
Oh, Alex, you're going to have to give me co-host so I can do the closing part.
Oh, yeah.
You got to love that. This is the magic of life, huh?
Oh,
all right, here we go.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Kat. Love you heaps. We'll see you next round.
Bye. Okay, now I'm off. No.